Hey everyone, hope you're well, hope you had a good weekend. If you're new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button and press all notifications. Do that now, it is much appreciated. Now we're going to talk about 10 interesting facts about Litecoin and why you should know this before you invest. This is for every single coin. You need to know the facts before you invest. Obvious really when you think about it. Now we're going to go into Litecoin because Litecoin is one of the best coins at the moment, which are going to go through a big fundamental change in its makeup, blockchain halving. So I'm going to talk about elements of that. We're going to talk about the charts and show you where this could potentially reach in terms of past resistance, but the main element of this is understanding what you are investing in. So let's get going. Let's start now. Right, so Litecoin. If you started this in December and you looked at buying Litecoin as a Christmas present, you would be very happy. It has gone up a lot in price. I've invested quite a lot of money into it at the earlier stages of that pump, so I'm pretty well off. But I do think there's a lot more growth to go, a lot more hype. Scarcity sort of element is going to come to the network of Litecoin due to blockchain halving, and that is going to create FOMO, the good old FOMO that you cannot predict and you will not want to predict longer term because you don't know where it's going to come from. But this has blockchain halving, block rewards. It changes every single year. Every 4 years it changes. But every year when you think about other coins on the network, every clone of Bitcoin technically has the same element. So for example, next year Bitcoin does the same thing as Litecoin. You've also got the likes of Viacoin, Terrestrial Coin and other coins similar to it that also go through the same type of process when they are doing their mining. Same with masternodes and stuff like that, but that's for another day. But let's talk about halving rewards and why they change, and we're going to go through 10 interesting facts. But I want to get the halving bit out the way just now. The 6th of August is the date that you need to know about. If you are starting to buy Litecoin after that date, it may be risky. You need to get in before any sort of element of like pump, essentially, any sort of fundamental difference. The main element of making money in this industry is buy the rumor or buy the development essentially and sell before it happens, because investors will sell. They will take profits at or before that point. So you've got to be wary. Do not be that person that buys on the 6th of August because X, Y and Z is going to happen. Don't be that person, because more often than not, it's risky, very risky, and it will probably... So let's get into these 10 must-know facts about Litecoin. So Litecoin was created by Charlie Lee in 2011, okay? He is the current managing director at the Litecoin Foundation. He was a former Google employee and also worked as a director of engineering at Coinbase. Number 2, now, this is where we get into the nitty gritty. What is it? What on earth is Litecoin? Litecoin is an open source, similar to Bitcoin, peer-to-peer decentralized cryptocurrency based on blockchain technology that enables, this is the difference, instant, near cost to zero payment to anyone around the world. That is key. Fundamentally key, better than Bitcoin by far. Obviously Bitcoin's peer-to-peer, it's decentralized, but it does not have instant. It also does not have near cost to zero. Bitcoin is made up differently. I'm going to come into that in a second. But the fundamental element of this is it is lighter, it is faster, it is also cheaper than Bitcoin. It is run in a totally different way. And we're going to come on to the block sizes, which makes it better and faster. Sorry, Bitcoin lovers. People are going to use Litecoin more. It's fact. We know that. Anyways, number 3. Litecoin is one of the earliest Bitcoin forks, essentially. The main element where Bitcoin's open source, you can fork the Bitcoin network and create another coin. It's open source, anyone can use it. And this was basically made to improve the element of code of Bitcoin, Litecoin. And we're going to come on to that, as I mentioned, in a bit, in terms of block sizes, why they enhanced them, why they made it different. And Bitcoin as it stands, is still the exact same as when it first came out in terms of block sizes and all the coding within it. The only elements of difference is having SegWit in the Lightning Network. Okay. Number 4. Litecoin can be mined. It can be mined, which is brilliant. However, mining is risky at the moment because of the difficulty adjustment ratio. It's quite high. It's quite cost extensive at the minute. I've got something in my eye. So it is quite expensive to do it in terms of processing power, electricity costs, and the cost of the equipment. However, number 5 comes on to this. The protocol used by Bitcoin, okay, is different to Litecoin. Litecoin uses script-based algorithm which utilizes proof-of-work concept. Very similar to Bitcoin. However, I'm going to come on to number 6 now. It's different due to this. It is difficult. It is a lot harder. It's a different mining element in terms of software. You cannot use the same mining software for Bitcoin as you would for Litecoin. It's totally different. So it actually makes Litecoin more secure. That is a brilliant enhancement in my honest opinion. Bitcoin, we know, is very, very, very secure. Litecoin is more secure. The longer these blockchains run, the miners run and all that good stuff, the more secure they get because the blocks get bigger and bigger and it just gets longer and it becomes a massive spider's web essentially in hashes. They are a lot safer. So Litecoin is officially, technically, due to its makeup on the script network and the size of it now, is more secure than Bitcoin, which is a good thing to have. Again, as a payment solution. When you consider what Bitcoin is, it's more likely a store of value. Number 7. Now this is a bit I said wait for it. Wait for that little enhancement bit. The algorithm of Litecoin. There's different supply of coins. There's 21 million when you look at Bitcoin. There's 84 million when you look at Litecoin. If you actually times 21 by 4, you get 84. These are the differences, okay? Now, that number 4 comes in quite a few times. This is 4 times the supply of Bitcoin, okay? But when you look at the price and the price ratio of the all-time highs, it's not too far away when you put a multiple of 4 on it. Kind of interesting, but when you also look at the 4 years every halving, that is also a key fundamental element. So for example, the 6th of August this year, halving. 4 years from there, another halving for Litecoin. The same for Bitcoin. Every cycle there's going to be a 4-year element of halving, which creates scarcity, creates more rewards technically in price, but less rewards for the miners for doing the same output. So the price tends to go up. Not financial advice, it's just proven data from historic time. Go and check it. Anyways, number 8. Now, why am I coming to this? When you consider the all-time highs and the market capitalization, it is still a way off Bitcoin. Now, this fact here is not the greatest, but I just need you to be aware of one thing and one thing only. Litecoin, in my personal honest opinion, not financial advice, has a lot more minerals to give in terms of price output when there's more scarcity. Litecoin and Bitcoin are not on the same level of halving rewards, okay? Bitcoin is currently halving at the rate that Litecoin will become halving in August, okay? So technically, Litecoin as it stands is halving at 25, okay? So technically, 25 rewards, 25 Litecoin essentially are going out to the miners, okay? Bitcoin has already done that one. Bitcoin's at 12.5. In August, this is going to go to the same as that. How much of a price difference will that make? How much difference in market capitalization will that do? Will it double it? Will it triple it? That's the ultimate question that I want to kind of figure out. And we're going to come to that in the end in terms of price targets. Scarcity is a big thing. When you consider when Bitcoin halved in 2016 and what happened in 2017, parabolic growth. Litecoin is at that stage now where Bitcoin was in 2016, where it's just about to start, and you're going to start to see that scarcity come in. Scarcity in any coin is fundamentally key. That is why I'm involved in cryptocurrency assets. Gold, we don't know how many gold there is. Silver, the same. Other stocks and bonds and all that good stuff, it doesn't matter. With cryptocurrency, they are setting the code. If they've got a maximum supply and a circulating supply, there can't be any more added to the supply. So if everyone owns them, everyone's using them, it's going to be creating a price pump, price demand, supply demand. Now, the reason why I'm going on this quite hard is because when Litecoin is the same rate of reward as Bitcoin, would it be too ambitious to say that Litecoin would double in price due to scarcity? Probably unlikely. So from this point, I'm going to state and put it on record that I see Litecoin challenging XRP for that number 3 spot in market capitalization, at least double its market capitalization to 14 billion compared to its 7 now. That's all I'm going to say on it. It could also go a lot higher if Bitcoin has a parabolic growth in its halving in May 2020. So there you go. That is an interesting one for you. Now let's get to the next fact. Number 9. Getting a bit interesting. Now this is where we get into the block sizes. So compared to Bitcoin's 10-minute transaction time, 10 minutes is a long time, Litecoin is fixed at 2.5 minutes. Not bad at all. Again, 4 times faster pretty much. Therefore, Litecoin is the perfect cryptocurrency transaction kind of element of internet and normal shopping. Now it is not as fast as other coins out there. For example, Matic is a lot faster, Nano is a lot faster, other coins as well, XRP as an example. But Litecoin has a very good store of value proposition where it could be just as valuable as Bitcoin long term in terms of scarcity management, ultimately creating store of value. So it could be a very good alternative to Bitcoin, using it as a method of moving cryptocurrency around peer-to-peer, which is kind of the element that I like about it. Whereas the likes of Nano, the likes of XRP, Stellar, even Matic, Ethereum, there's a lot more wiggle room, there's a lot more movement, volatility due to the supply, due to the fact that they don't have any difficulty adjustments within that mining element that they have with the proof of stake in some of them coins, not all those coins obviously, but the makeup of the proof of work, I think, has a better store of value long term. I think with the difficulty adjustment, with the power output increasing all the time and the less coins coming out, it's going to gradually increase the price and also stabilize it, so it's a better economy. That's my personal opinion, not financial fact. We've seen it with Bitcoin, where it goes up every 4 years. We've seen it with Litecoin, it goes up every 4 years. There will be a point where the amount of mining coins that will come out will be very, very low, but that would also make it so the price should technically be a bit more stable than the other altcoins I've mentioned. So that makes it a bit more interesting. And lastly, where can we see this long term? Interesting facts for you. Okay, let's go to the monthly chart and let's see. I think this is just Binance. Yeah, so in terms of all-time high, we've been up here, $366. We're at 116 currently, give or take. Now, if you are looking at this and you're thinking, well, where can we go? Look at that trend here. It's been a really, really strong trend since December time. It's doing very, very well. It's still trending up. Now, if I'm going to target an area, okay, we need to break through this area here. Okay, this area here is the sticky patch. We break through here, the next sticky patch is this region here, technically, 185. This is not financial advice, but if we break through that resistance, there's only one place we're going to go. We've got here. Oh, that wick. We've got here. And obviously you've got all-time high. Okay, so let me just move them and make it neat. So you've got to look at support, for instance. There's also a bit there. Obviously there's a bit here as well. So if I was going to be a betting man, we've got to break through this region here. This region of, elements, technically, resistance. We're on resistance here. We've not broken through this region here yet. We've had a few little issues where we've just went, it's a pain. But when you look at this region here, there is a few little sticky patches. There's obviously a sticky patch there at 136 on the weekly. So I'll give or take wherever it is, because these, there we go, 135. So next point of call, we need to break through here. We'll go to 135. Break through that, we'll probably go to 182, which is quite the big run. Maybe a bit of sticky patch here at 150 area, I'll detail that on there as well, just so you kind of see where we can kind of go in terms of areas. Personal opinion, I do not think before halving we'll hit this region. I think we'll hit over this region. I'm not saying this as a tip, but Bitcoin halving is going to create a bit more hype. What's going to pump with Bitcoin? Usually Litecoin, because it's the next alternative. Just putting that out there. So for me as an investor, I would always look at Litecoin if you're looking at investing in Bitcoin or growing your Bitcoin. Personal opinion. So where do we see this? I personally see this hitting these regions here, 182, 164, 162, sorry, and 135 regions. I do not think it's got the minerals to go above $200 at the minute, but there's hype and scarcity may come into that after halving. So what is my plan? What is my plan for Litecoin? I've already invested in Litecoin. My plan is to take my investment money out once I've got towards halving. So I invested about 3 months ago now, so at a very much lower price. I'm going to take my 100% investment out. What I put in, the profits, I'm going to let roll. I'm going to let it roll till next year. See where it goes. I would be very shocked if the Bitcoin halving pump does not make it go over this line in 2020. That's not financial advice. That's just my personal opinion. I think with this doing it already, without the next row of halving on both coins, speculation secondly, but Litecoin is a much better proposition now compared to its previous bull run parabolic growth. 2020, possible option of an all-time high. I reckon it's kind of likely. If it doesn't happen, I think it'll come very, very close to it. Not financial advice, obviously. So there you go. That's today's video. A little bit of fact fun for Litecoin. Halving is a big thing. Every 4 years it happens. Make sure you are aware of it. Check out my other videos that YouTube have thrown at you, my previous video, and obviously do not forget to subscribe and press the share button.